should have. We going off the cuff. I hope I'm heard. The mic should pick me up. Let's talk about the Emulator Emissary. 2002 or 3, I went to a computer show here in Jacksonville, down in Florida, with my grandfather. He took me and my brother. I think my brother went with us. And when we went in there, it was literally just a shit ton of old ass laptops and computers, bunch of box sets for games, PC games at that time. Nothing you can go to the store and find that was like publicly out there. As soon as we walk into the show floor, you see a bunch of screens, and they had everything running from Streets of Rage 2 and 3, Sonic 1, 2, and 3. And I got the cartridges at home, so I'm looking like, where the system's at. My man pulled me to the side and looked. He says, they running from this. And he showed me this little disc. And I might edit it in here later, like if I can find my disc. But it had the entire library of Sega Genesis games on the disc. So I looked at him, looked at the computer, and go like, do you have a Super Nintendo one? Bop, pulls that out. Then he showed me a little case full of CDs of him having written for, I think it was Master System ROMs and a whole bunch of shit. So now I know he just had an emulator and ROMs on the disc. You just pop it in the computer, boom, you got emulators and ROMs. It was the Gens emulator and SNES 9X at the time. It was such a long time ago, my computer couldn't run the Super Nintendo that well, but it can run the Sega Genesis perfectly fine. So my first thing I did with this disc was take a look at the Japanese games exclusive that was on there, and that's how I first played Alien Soldier. Alien Soldier was so hard. To this day, I still haven't beaten it. I got very far. It's basically a boss rush game in a sense, kind of like Cuphead now. So, in a sense, Cuphead is kind of like the natural progression of Alien Soldier on the Sega Genesis. And then Sega Genesis had these developers, which is my favorite developers, Treasure. Treasure is my favorite developers of all time because of this. And because of emulation, I was able to find out about this game, which was not, I wasn't able to buy Alien Soldier living in America. And that, at that young age, so that's 2000, let's say 1 to 3, I'm in between 12 and 13 years old. So being able to see things that weren't available here, but it's still accessible, blew my mind open. And that is why I have never given up on the idea and the functionality of emulation and the importance of it for game preservation. And that's what this channel is about. Showing that level of availability for games that are no longer outwardly available. That's the importance of emulation. Now, it goes down. There are dark aspects of it. Piracy is rampant in the community. But at the end of the day, that's not the main thing that it's used for. And we got to get rid of that dark ideology. It's been demonized. It's because these companies want to try to find a way to make money on these things still, even though people want to play them. But you shouldn't sit here and charge people $50 for 6 Nintendo 64 ROMs which are outwardly available on your own past consoles to own. Because you can own virtual games. You can own digital media. You just gotta know how to back your shit up. And that's what we're gonna be teaching you how to do. Emulator Emissary. Check out.